still been the starter at this point. Like, literally, he knows. It's a really unique situation because if you go back through past playoffs, and I know it's the rise of two goalie situations in the regular season, but once the playoffs hit, generally speaking, you have a starter and a backup, and that's it. And sometimes when you see a team, it's one guy's getting 60% of the starts. They're only getting through 1 or 2 rounds if they're rotating their goaltenders like that. Like, they're not doing that in the Stanley Cup final. So it makes it even more unique. We don't have past precedent, but we have the Oilers precedent from this year, right? We have what they've done in the postseason so far. And I think Pickard gave them a nice boost. I still would not be 100% in that decision. I think he made some excellent saves last night. I also think he comes very far out of the blue paint that I was like biting my nails watching him play last night. But I think he's the move for now. And then you keep Stuart Skinner there if you need him. It's not like it's going to be a long layoff, right? Versus what it was. Like, you're not missing 2 rounds of play if you throw him back in. It'll be a matter of a couple days.
Yeah, I mean, he's 7-0 in the playoffs. Like, at some point where you mentioned it ain't pretty. Like, there are lots of moments where he feels like he's way overcommitted, but he battles in there. I agree with you, Shay. I think it's a no-brainer to go back to him, and it feels like they responded to him so well. And the up and down nature of Stuart Skinner's game, it's scary at this point. So I think you definitely have to go back to Pickard. You're a Pickard guy?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, they want it to be Skinner, right? Like, every time they have the chance to give him the chance, they go back to him. But I don't know. I think I'm a Pickard guy at this point.
So you're still undecided. You would still. For me, it's obvious. Well, I would not even consider going back to Skinner.
Go back and watch that Matthew Tkachuk scoring chance last night, where 2 Oilers players, it was Nugent Hopkins and was it Ekholm? I forget who the defender was. Pickard's out in left field. I don't even know where he is. Yeah. And Matthew Tkachuk is right there. There's so much time for him to get back, and he commits even further out before even attempting, and there's 2 skaters trying to defend it, and they make a great shot block, great save. Yeah. But I think you can watch that over and over again and go, do we want to play with fire? Like, I understand it's a harder decision than the 7-0.
It's like, I often think, like, play road hockey and all the kids throw their sticks in the middle. If you threw all the players in the middle and had the GMs pick one at a time, they'd almost all take Skinner before Pickard, right? I don't know. I don't know. You don't know? And fair enough, maybe not. After this series, after this playoff run, that could be.
Here's a hot take. Maybe neither of them are very good.
Well, that's kind of what's crazy about this.
Yeah.
How about we get some team defense? That commitment to team defense that made him so good against Vegas and so good against Dallas. Where is that, right? Because we're seeing the Panthers get everybody around the board so they can grind them out, and then they just drive right to the middle of the ice, and everybody's as frantic as it gets. So if we could get, 6% better defense, maybe the goaltenders would be better. I'm not even asking for a miracle at this point, right? Play a little better.
Yeah, I'm just going to get your thoughts on the Oilers' decor, because going into the postseason, I don't think many people would have been like, that's an obvious strength of theirs. Ekholm wasn't involved, but these offensive D-men who can move the puck and make plays have really been great for them. Klingberg, I know he didn't play last night, but he's had a good playoff, and so has Wallman and Nurse and Bouchard. They've got a lot of puck movers. Is that something that other teams can look at and say, maybe we need to lean more on those dudes?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's always good to have. You want to have offense from the blue line. I mean, even the Panthers are getting it this postseason, and I don't think anybody expected guys like Mikkola to be jumping up and looking like Bobby Orr, right? Who's to say that was going to happen? But I definitely think it's a good thing to have because you want to have versatility on it. I think the biggest problem for the Oilers decor when you look at earlier this season is it was so stringent, right? They had to play these pairs. This was it. These were the only combinations that work, and they have to be deployed in this such way. So when Ekholm got hurt, now you have a problem. I think you add Jake Wallman in there, and it just unlocks this entire group, right? Because he could jump up and play with Bouchard. We know he's good. He's played with Nurse, and he's been fine. He could play on that second pair. He can be on the third pair and play with a guy like John Klingberg. He can be a source of offense from the third pair, which I think is a huge weapon because you look at the bottom 6 of their lineup, and sometimes the bottom 6 of most lineups, right? Maybe for the Panthers, this is just a 4th line problem because their 3rd line's so good. You might not have a ton of good puck movers in the bottom 6, right? So if you're playing with those 3rd pair defensemen, there's a chance there's no puck moving from that, bottom duo either. So if you're going to have that spark, like a Jake Wallman who's really good at breaking out the puck, it's going to make life a lot easier and help transport play into the offensive zone where those grinders can kind of get to work and stay in the offensive zone so the next line can come out over the boards and be in a position to succeed.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with Jake Wallman. And he's been a bit of a revelation for me because, I'm not going to lie, I wasn't grinding the San Jose Shark tape as much as maybe you guys were, I'm not sure. But, I was more familiar with his gritties than I was with like his actual game. But speaking of gritty, like his grittiness in general and just his ability to get in the other team's face, plus his offensive upside, and just seems like a real glue guy for the Oilers. That was an excellent pickup by Bowman. A really good guy to identify, and he's changed their whole decor, like you said, Shane. I've been really impressed with him.
Yeah, and he was really good in Detroit. I don't understand that.
Stevie
move
couldn't
to
use
this day.
him? That's a weird one.
Nope. And
weird
to,
one.
Didn't
to
want
sell him
Hronek.
for nothing.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, take him for nothing. Here's a second round pick for you to take him off our hands, and we're actually not going to do anything to follow. Like, I don't care what move you had lined up, that was still going to be the wrong decision, right? And then you see the Sharks get a first rounder, and rightfully so, because he was so good in San Jose all year, and he was so good offensively. The difference between San Jose and Edmonton is he's obviously in a different situation, has more talented players around him, but the other part of it is that he's not going to get those same minutes, right? When Ekholm was hurt, maybe, sure, but he's not going to get power play one in Edmonton, and he's not going to get, top deployments either, and that's fine. Right? Like if you have someone that could be a first pair defenseman on a bad team, and on your team he's a third pair defenseman, like you're doing something right. Like your depth is deep enough for that to happen. It's like the same with Brad Marchand, right? In Boston he's a top line guy. In Florida he's a third line guy. Look at him cook.
Yeah, what a difference.
Slotted perfectly.
Well, and that's why you worry about signing Bennett, Marchand to some of these big numbers, because if they don't have that protection, are they going to be that valuable? We've heard people say numbers like $12 million for Sam Bennett. I don't know where you sit on that, Shayna, but what is his value going to be when this season, this Conn Smythe run is over?
I don't think we're even going to have this conversation because I don't think he's leaving Florida, right? And he's going to sign a team-friendly deal, and everyone's going to go, oh, it's the taxes, and I'm going to lose my mind.
Not everybody, that's me.
No. I get it. I think it's more the lifestyle, the organization, the position you are with your chances to win. I think as a player, you look at it, if I'm in Sam Bennett's position, it's, I could get $12 million to go play on the Ducks, or Florida, where I know management will do everything and anything to win, right? And have me be a part of that winning situation. I'm going to go there, be in the sun, have a family there, be by the beach. And, sure, the extra money is great and wonderful, but you're taking a pay cut for more reasons than just the taxes, right? But I know everyone's talking about him like 12 million, 11 million. That's great and wonderful. If he were to hit the market, he's going to get a ton because he's a playoff player. He has skill, he has grit, he has bite, he has everything and more. And the center market is absolutely horrible. So all of that puts him in this perfect position to cash in. I just don't think it's happening.
Yeah, considering the what's out there, how good he's been in the playoffs. Like, this is one of the greatest contract years in sports history.
Maybe.
Like, truly, like you look back, I'm sure you could come up with a bunch of examples of ones, but just for all the stuff that you laid out there with the lack of players available, what teams
everyone
are
has cap space at the same time.
Like the cap's going up, what everyone's sort of looking for the playoffy type guy, having, the NHL record in road goals in a playoff run. I'm not sure you could ever have a better contract here than Sam Bennett's having. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, we see this all the time, right? Like, people want players. It's so interesting to me because you look at, like, the Peter DeBoer of it, right? And everyone's going to talk about his Game 7 record and that he goes to the conference finals all the time, but it doesn't matter, I guess.